Howdy friends, my name's Carl. I'm joined again by Mike. Hi Mike, how are you doing?
Hello. I'm good.
Good?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. We were just talking then of how long it's been since we've done this.
It's been a while. It's been a while, but we've been busy doing stuff.
It's been busy. I've played the Ranchers, as most people who are watching this has done, so we'll get into that today. The Ranchers has
Yes.
had its Kickstarter, ended its Kickstarter, and reached its goal. What was that goal, Mike?
So, so it finished the successful. It was funded in 18 hours, the original.
It's massive,
goal.
that, isn't it? It's crazy.
But by the end, they managed to get 245,714 euros spread across 3,632 backers.
Wow.
So a couple of thousand backers, a lot of ranchers, and yeah, so they smashed the goal, funded that, and some, and obviously we'll go into what the some gives us.
Yeah, we will.
Been pretty cool about how they go with that.
Yeah, and massive over there. They only wanted 50,000 to start with, didn't they? So absolutely smashed the goal, which is good.
100%.
And the Discord's been an absolute delight to see sort of blow up since the Kickstarter started as well. There's so many people in there now, of which I talk to on the daily. I put in a little good morning to most people.
The good mornings to everyone. Yeah, it's created a really nice kind of atmosphere in that Discord.
Yeah,
really nice.
One of the nicest communities I've been in a Discord. I don't feel too sort of under pressure with what you've got to chat about in there, and you can just sort of chat away. But I have killed the chat one or two times in there. You know what I mean? I've put something in, big, nice, flowing conversation. I've interjected and killed it.
Everyone's gone.
Yeah, it was quite funny.
Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah. So what do you want to talk about in this episode, Mike?
Well, I want to ask you questions about the Ranchers because you are one of the few in the world that and you got to play it on the final day of the Kickstarter. So the Kickstarter actually shut like an hour after you finished your stream. So it was kind of like you were almost like the finale,
the farewell
of the Kickstarter. Yeah, and just ask you loads of questions. Obviously, I was in the stream, but it was
it's nice to recap. Because
it's definitely good to recap. It's definitely to look at it now. Time has passed a bit, because when I asked how it was after the stream, you were just like buzzing on cloud nine. So obviously now you've had a bit of time to reflect and stuff, like how that's. So I guess like the first question for you is like, what were your initial thoughts for a so not even alpha? This is pre-alpha.
Yeah. I think I've been working on this because I've been trying to put it in sort of like a short form video of how to, like, I don't know, sum up what's been going on. And I think the overall thing is, yes, there are a few sort of quality of life things, but I think the main thing that I'd be looking for if I was watching someone, or if I wanted to find out if someone played it, would be, does it live up to the expectation? Sort of like, is this going to be, does it hit that, I don't know, hit that high of what you wanted from the Ranchers? And I think it does. I really do. I think
you do. Right.
Good. Yeah. I think that's the biggest positive. I think obviously pre-alpha, a load of this sort of quality of life. I think that was and I said this on the night. The UI, a load of quality of life updates need to happen. It works a lot with like a scroll wheel. You'll see. I'll bring up the other one. I'll bring up this other screen because there's two of me now on the screen. Full of me.
Yep. If you just copy the hand gestures at the same time as well.
I don't have a brew,
but
yeah. So for Christ's sake, what do we do on this show?
It's great. I love it. We just go wherever the read takes us.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the footage from that night. If you haven't seen it, it is on my channel. You'll be able to find it. It's the 4-hour gameplay, or just under 4 hours. But yeah, there's a load of sort of quality of life updates that can happen. The main one was the wheel. You bring it up to select a weapon, but then you have to, like, instead of it popping up, you scroll to the weapon and then just let go and it disappears and you're holding that weapon. It stays on the screen, then you have to have another click. It's all these sort of like little things that could really speed up gameplay in places. A lot of the sound and the audio is just placer. I think Yannick, because Yannick, the community manager, joined my stream as a little surprise.
Yeah.
I think he was saying that the noise that when you are building and crafting is actually Ethan hitting a hammer on a piece of wood at home. I think that's how sort of basic the sound is at the moment in the game.
It sounded all right though, didn't it?
But it sounded.
It wasn't the worst, you know.
But this is the thing.
Achieved.
It looks like at this point in the stream there was a crash. Crashes did happen. That's another thing.
You did have a good handful of crashes, didn't we?
Yeah, and I think this sneaking suspicion there is. I'm going to have to pull it off that screen because I can't look at two of me at the same time. I have a sneaking suspicion that the crashes mainly happened when Yannick was trying to join my server.
Right. Okay.
Because once he joined, the crashes stopped for a good amount of time. So I have a feeling that, and it is supposed to be
kind of thing.
Connectivity thing. Ethan has said that it could have been a problem with OBS and the game, and some sort of weirdness happening when you are trying to stream the game at the same time. Okay. But yeah, as a pre-alpha build, it's unreal. And the graphic quality of it is just immense. I don't know if it came across in the stream.
It looked great. It looked
so good.
How the bits that we'd obviously seen. I know screenshots and stuff don't always quite do it justice, and obviously like GIFs and stuff there downscaled. But yeah, it definitely did that. I remember there was a bit. You were actually driving past the barn that's in a lot of the trailers and stuff, you know, that red barn and stuff. And when you were going down there, I think it was raining, and it was like, this looks like legit. This looks actually good. So that was really good to see that it's kind of almost, and I mean, it helps with when you're funding a Kickstarter, it's as advertised. You know, like it wasn't like, oh, this is what we expect, and then you've played it and it looks a bit more like, actually, this isn't. You can see it's there, but it wasn't. But this definitely was, and that was really nice to see. So, and I think so. Was obviously, like you're saying, you can see yourself like expectation wise. Was there anything that genuinely surprised you? Was there like something where you went, oh, wow, like that was actually, you didn't expect that?
Yeah, let me answer that question in 1 second because my dog has just come in and started barking in my ears.
Okay. And that's Daisy, who is
Daisy Dog. Sorry,
Daisy Dog.
So yeah, what surprised me from the game was sort of the fine system. I thought that was really cool. I really liked how the sort of like consequences in the game. Obviously, there's no police at the moment, but I really like how high level, because if you blow up, you can get in some serious debt. And I think everyone who got to play the game ran up a massive debt toll, which is good because it just means that you've got to work towards something every time you're going on. Make sure. And the other main thing, which is even more impressive, really, it's just come to mind, was the electricity and water contracts. So to get electricity on your farm, you have to get a water contract or electricity contract, but you also have to keep enough money in the bank to be able to pay that daily.
Pay your bills.
So you've got to be able to pay your bills, and I just thought that's a really cool idea that hasn't been done yet.
I like that. You said you got fines? How did that happen?
How did that happen? Well, I can actually show you if you'd like. If you'd like to see, I can show you that now. Let me just pull this video right back to there. So I was driving this car here. Crash.
Right,
oh God!
Oh, you're on fire.
Oh God, I'm on fire, running around, and then here we get a good systemic engine. Everything around me blows up. But wow. I cut that clip short for that video. But yeah, if you want to see it, it's at the start.
Yeah, you should definitely check that out. It was watching that live. Not only was hilarious seeing you panic, but it did, like you say, it showed off the systemic engine probably to its
Well,
fullest state.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
these
Everything
cars all
goes up
blew up
there.
and everything just went. There was crops blasted and everything. Anyway, that was like, we've obviously seen the videos of, when they put the torch to the uh, logs and it sets on fire. Like you could see that, but to see it on such a scale, that just pure impact
Yeah.
of was really good. And what was
And
it, 37,000 or something in debt
no,
that
it was
car?
it was like 67, I think,
Wow,
67,000 in that. Yeah,
67. Wow, that's way
yeah.
more
It was
than
a
that.
lot. Yeah, I think
Mm.
I do think they'll need to tone down the fire in the game. I think it's very easy just to quickly set on fire, and there's not much time of like you see me there, I bump into one thing and it's instantly on fire, and then that
Yeah,
spreads and that spreads. I think they'll need to tone that down, or you are going to get in some serious trouble or
yeah,
you're going to have to just play more carefully.
yeah, yeah. It'd be good if there was a bit of a slider or like a safe casual mode where
Yeah,
disasters, like the fire maybe just stays on the vehicle and doesn't impact or something.
yeah,
That'd be quite cool.
yeah,
And going back to that, you were saying, and I guess it kind of comes in with your quality of life thing. The one thing that I saw and I was like, I hope they fix is the fire extinguisher
yes,
being refillable instead of
yeah, because
cracking it. Because you that bit on the
yeah, trying to make
I think you
coal.
said Yannick's tent on fire, and just like it was just like going to the water because you set yourself on fire, running back, and then
Yeah.
it was
It was
just
so hard, and that's what I mean. It's
yeah,
like it's really funny for those moments of sort of, especially on stream, your first time playing the
yeah.
game, really fun. But if I was doing a long, extensive gameplay session, constantly being set on fire could really piss me off. You
Well,
know?
you could actually get to like you could say like some high yielding crops, and judging by how quick the fire spread between like the tents and the trees and your workstation and stuff, like that could actually, like you say, it's great content, but like imagine if you'd spent a while,
Yeah,
you
building
hadn't
that and then
saved
it's
it or
gone.
something, and it's just gone. It's just a bit.
Yeah,
Um. So yeah, it'll
that's
be interesting to see how they deal with that.
yeah, and that's just reminded me that how well the autosave feature worked, because, like I said, I think we got up to what 7 crashes in the stream, and each
Mhm.
time it had saved where I was. It was, and how
Yeah,
quick
it
the
was.
game
Yeah,
booted up is unreal.
yeah, it was
I
really good actually. That.
yeah, and another thing I've been able to do, because yes, I'm not allowed to stream it, but I have still got access to the code, because I think that
Right.
it's working as if how they've said the alpha codes will work, where this is now my copy of the game, and when updates come out, I'll just keep getting
It'll
the
go to
updates.
that.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I don't think this is like a separate code to what the alpha code will be. Um,
Right.
but that means I've been able to try it on my Steam Deck, because I
Right.
got that the other day, and there will be a video coming out on the channel of how well the pre-alpha goes. Spoilers,
Yeah.
it's a pre-alpha, but
Yeah. Yeah.
um, it opens, and surprisingly, it's mapped out straight away for the controllers, and and it's working. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I
That's
think
good. That's good. You
it
like
well
say it is
exciting.
pre-alpha, so most of those things don't even work even into the beta until they're
Yeah,
properly optimized.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
that if the fact that you can even just go play does,
yeah, and
and
it
like they
just
said, it is
opens.
going to be optimized day one anyway for release.
Yeah,
So that shows that it's. I don't know why it wouldn't be a reality, but I feel like the fact that you can just do that in
yeah.
itself says a lot about it.
It opens up so quickly as well. I thought that, you know
Does
what I
it?
mean. Yeah, it does. It's surprising how it just boots up very quickly. Um, and then what was I going to say? It's worth mentioning as well, because obviously when the Kickstarter started, I don't know how many people saw the big controversy and the big conspiracy that the
Oh, yeah.
ranchers wasn't real.
Yeah.
So it's worth mentioning that here, because the moment money gets involved, because I put down quite a bit of money that I don't really have to afford because it's like the game, you know.
Yeah.
And I
It's
imagine
supporting
yourself did as
something.
well, you know.
Yep, I did
And then
exactly the same.
you see one troll come out of the cave, and then I start saying
You
negative
be
things.
trolls. Just
Exactly.
like, yeah.
So what a nice response it was from Ethan. One, he was in that Discord day and night when it first started kicking off, and they were saying like, "Look, this game isn't real. Check this out. Check that out." Yes, they apologized. I think there was a big similarity between their Kickstarter and another game's Kickstarter. But they said, "Look, we outsource Kickstarters to be made with a third-party company. It's most likely it's a pretty standard template for a game like
Yeah,
this to be
but
used."
and anyone who's got half a brain and anyone who's anything like that, where it's a package, you know, like you're not just presenting a Word document for people to read. It's a package with assets and things. And if they are outsourced, of course the company's going to use the same or similar templates.
Yeah, yeah, of
Like,
course,
and
yeah.
anyone who just takes us a hot minute, I understand. Like they go, oh well, you know, almost the words are used the same, and it's like, well, I
It's
mean,
a
they are
farming game.
similar game. It's a farming
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
yes, what? Oh, they said they're going to have spring and summer. Most games have spring and summer, like especially if there's seasons. Like, they're not going to invent something new. It's like, oh, we call ours season 4 and season 3. They're different, you know. It's just like, gee, come
yeah.
on. But it was really good, and on your stream actually, off the back of it, in the Discord, I noticed there was someone who was aware of the situation. Like, I wouldn't even call it a scandal, but the room, like the
The
talk of
situation.
this
Yeah.
situation. They watched your stream and they actually went into the Discord after and went, "Hey Ethan, like I think he might have had a discussion. I don't think it was an argument, but saying like, oh yeah, you know, like I believe that it was just a bit of a fraud, but after seeing that stream, obviously your stream, I understand that this is actually something you're passionate about.
Oh
It
wow, I
is
did.
your
Yeah,
own thing and stuff, yeah. And
I didn't see that.
it nothing, you know, it was just nice, and again, testament to the community of like it wasn't all guns blazing and stuff, and like it was just like, actually, yeah, do you know, I believed it. I tuned into the stream tonight. I've seen it with my own eyes rather than people just make it's so easy to make your viewpoint like this,
Yeah, and
and
it's
you only
so easy
see
to
that.
get scared as well. Like I was, you know, what I mean, when it started kicking off, I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
Like is it like I've never been sort of ripped off like that before. This is the first game I've ever backed on Kickstarter, so I was just
Yeah.
like, "Oh right, maybe this can happen," but I don't feel like it is. I've spoken to Ethan privately, and
It'd
well,
been
not
a
spoken,
great
but
it'd
we
have been a great act if it had kept it up.
exactly,
Like if it
and
was real.
they've been in the Discord. He's so active in there and
Oh,
so willing
it's
to be answering
fantastic, yeah.
stuff. So yeah, for them to give us as ambassadors the chance to play it is unbelievable. And me alone, just you know what I mean. I think now since the stream, my followers have gone up on YouTube. I think I'm at 70 now. But before that, before the stream, I think I had 30. There was no reason for Ethan to give me a code for the game. He's just personally,
No.
I think you know,
Yeah.
he's shouted out my content and liked it, liked what I've made for him. So yeah, I'm very
Yeah.
humbled by and just thankful for the opportunity.
Yeah.
So
It's proper shame, and another testament to the guys at the studio and Ethan and all those lot was when it was in the live stream, he actually gave me a code to try and get into your game with Yannick. But
I saw you popping up on Steam. I thought, what is going on
it
here?
didn't work out, and it would have been like I was just proper, because obviously I was moderating your stream, just making sure everything's like cool and stuff, and he's just there, he's just like, why don't you try it? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll try it at some point. It's like, no, like, see if we can get into
Try
it.
it
And I
now.
was just like, ah! And it just didn't work out, but it would have been so fun. But again, like you say, they don't owe us anything
No.
as a developer, at least not until the pledges and stuff, and then
Yeah.
that's a different thing. But in terms of, you know, like most games don't even show pre-alpha. You might get a render. alpha you rarely see. Oh, it's only really early access beta where you actually get
Hands
companies
on, yeah.
kind of pushing themselves. Whereas these guys, like you say, they're always in you can go on the Discord any time of day. There'll be some active conversation somewhere. And it never really descends into madness, which I
No.
feel like for the internet is something quite rare, quite
Yeah.
special. Like, of course,
I
people have
really like it.
disagreements and stuff, but like, people are like, there's always people sharing pictures of their pets and their food and just
Just
everything's just
nice.
really
Really
nice.
nice,
It's
yeah.
just a nice place to be, and like say, with them being active, I think is such an important thing for things like when you are backing um like say Kickstarters. A lot of people that were in your stream, a lot of people in Discord are saying this is the first time I've ever done this. Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
how it goes. I
Yeah.
have a few questions, and that I asked the devs Reddit Discord thing and stuff. Like, they always answer, and they never skip questions or anything, and it's just so good to see.
Another thing on sort of like a personal level as well, like obviously everyone saw that I was scheduled to go live originally with some other streamers
Mm.
about a week earlier than I did go live on my channel. And that was because literally an hour before we were supposed to go live, I was leaving work and we had some sort of devastating family news come through.
Yeah,
So I took the choice to sort of say, look, this isn't the time to do this. I don't want to come on stream and just pretend that I'm having a great time when other things are going on.
yeah,
And Ethan was just like, yeah, that's fine. You can do it another time. It wasn't, and for me, like I said, small content creator, that could have been my chance. That could have been the opportunity. You've blown it. Not only have you just cancelled on the developer who's just put out a post saying that this is happening, you're
yeah.
letting people down, aren't you? But no, it was just, hope you're all right. We'll speak to you in a couple of days. Sort yourself out. And yeah, another massive thank you
Yeah, and
for just
yeah,
genuine,
that was
genuine nice people on the other. You know what I mean? There's human beings on the other side of that Discord post. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
exactly, and that's it. And then he put it out further, didn't he, as like an official
Yeah.
announcement,
Yeah.
just saying like, unfortunately, just due to and the outpouring of like just like it. And this is the thing about communities, like in our discords and stuff like that, is just people are like, as much as the internet does have their here be trolls coming out every once in a while, the amount of people who are just like, hey man, hope everything's okay, and like send all the best and stuff. And they're not people who you don't know, but it's just
Yeah.
nice, like you say, that opportunity to have that could. It's in this day and age, it is so easy to be a flash in the pan of here's your opportunity. Oh well, you fucked it. See you later. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
work hard again, or like try and
Yeah.
make stuff happen. So the fact that that did happen, shit happens, unfortunate timing with life, that's just the nature of the beast. But then to be able to still come back and just be like, and then do that stream, and it was just like
Yeah. It was quality.
just 4 hours of absolute
Oh, it was awesome.
fun and just,
Just what we
yeah,
needed.
really good. Yeah, it was
Um,
really good to see. Really
I
good
feel
to
like we're
see.
just gushing over the devs, but it's nice to catch up. It's nice to say all this. You know what I mean? It's good time. So let's.
I think it is, yeah, call it gushing, call it what. I think they genuinely deserve praise. I think
Yeah, I think they've absolutely
they've
smashed it
shared
recently.
they've shared what they could up until kind of Kickstarter. They've always been kind of honest and up forward, and I think they've dealt with some issues. I think they've handled it perfectly, and I think that they know the power of the community and people who obviously have like this want to play the game, and rather than kind of just dangle it on a stick, they've bit
Yeah.
the bullet. They've gone, here's all these guys, and there's been great, like the content creators, like you say, the
Oh,
ambassadors and stuff. The stuff
Ozzy,
that's
Doctor
coming
D
out is
Dubs,
just Aussie
Signwood,
nuts. Yeah,
all of
they're all
them,
there. They're
absolutely
all
smashing
great.
it.
And it was the other thing that I thought was, I mean, really like good is, because I know they're doing multi-language, they're regionalizing it, aren't they? But actually seeing content created in other languages,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, which probably does exist, and it's probably just a naivety of just like YouTube obviously wouldn't filter Spanish content into my own feed because I don't speak, like I don't watch Spanish videos. But like seeing it in the Ranchers TV and stuff, and Yannick just grabbing a bunch of content and putting it out and just watching it, and it's all good stuff. You
Yeah,
know what I
well,
mean?
there's that one, Vagalumin. I'm gonna absolutely butcher this name,
Butch.
but Vagaluminada, Vagaluminada,
We'll go with
who's
that.
I believe she's the Brazilian content creator who
Yeah.
recently made the Rancher's house in Sims 4, and she's been covering it for a
Oh
while
yes,
now,
yes,
and
I do know who. Yeah, yeah,
it's awesome. And she pops in and she's just like, "Look, my English isn't good. I use Google Translate. Loving what you're doing." She'll comment on our stuff. I watched that video. I didn't understand the voiceover, but it's good fun.
yeah,
It's just nice to support each other. But yeah, it's just yeah. It's a good example of how a small developer should be handling the community at this stage. I think that like everything that I've seen is just a really good example of sort of great communication, sort of just being open with the community, letting people play. They had that disbelief of, because the original footage that was released at the start of the Kickstarter was pre-recorded. So they were like, right, we're going to give it to all the Ranchers ambassadors. You stream it, you record the footage for your videos, you get it out there. Yes, you're going to experience crashes. Please keep in mind that it's pre-alpha, but you can do what you want.
yeah.
And I just
And
think, yeah,
people did.
and they did,
Like
and you know what I
that's
mean.
it.
And
Yeah.
it's put those worries to rest, which is it's great.
Yeah, I think it was a very good move and it also does show their faith in their own project. Like to
Yeah,
actually give your baby that you spent years and going, it's not quite ready yet, but there you go, and that they did, and like you say, the caveat of this isn't even alpha. Like
yeah,
I
exactly,
was
exactly.
genuinely surprised at how more complete that looked than some games that are in early access.
Yeah, I think that
Or
was
not even at that stage.
my overall thought of it all was just sort of like the core mechanics are solid. Like the game's running, it's running as expected. It is just again those quality of life
Just
updates, just
quality
the
of life,
tweaks,
yeah.
the animations, the bits of, like it's just these bits, but the general look of the game, the general feel of how it's playing is great. It
Yeah.
just works. It's working.
And
It's working way more than I
obviously
expected.
the joy of like obviously the path moving forward now, because obviously they've with the Kickstarter ending,
Yeah, let's talk about that.
alpha backers will get in October. This that you've just brought up as well. So obviously when we said they made 250,000 euros, well, near us, damn it. And what that gave us, and that has given us a handful of stuff plus a big shiny red ribbon as well, haven't they?
Yeah, it was hilarious that, because we were actually a couple of days ago. It was me and a couple of the people in the community were saying how everyone wanted the helpful pets. We were trying to get the money to get up there. People were changing their pledges. They were just like, right, I'm going to change my pledge.
Yeah.
I'm going to put an extra tenner on. I'm going to add this. We're trying to get it. And I think I put in, and other people put in, saying, how nice would it be if they just gifted it as sort of like a thank you for everyone pushing this game as far as it's gone. And they did. Look at that little bow around it.
Yeah,
Helpful
it
pets.
is. Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
there
let's.
were, to say there were 50K short of that. And like you say, it was a wholesome thing to see. Like people were just not being silly, like they were giving what they can. And like some people were going, yeah, I can actually alter my pledge. And,
Yeah,
if a handful of us do it, we might get there kind of thing. And obviously we didn't. Not that 250,000 is a shortfall
it's a
by any
yeah.
sense. But the fact that they have done that, and on top of already giving what goals were hit, like the brewmaster and stuff is. I'm looking forward
My
to
voice
that.
went then. You really liked the brewmaster, don't you? You can't
Oh
wait.
yeah, I can't wait to be bottling up my favorite beers and wines. It's gonna be good.
Yes, I really
Um,
like the idea of that. Like we spoke about it before, but if once the auction market does come, I really like the idea that someone could be renowned for just sort of like making the best wine and like selling it at a high price, you know, like just like wine is in the real world, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that wouldn't that be a cool thing? Like if it comes with the attachment of who's made it and who's
Oh yeah, it
brewed
definitely
or made
should.
the product, and then you could just be like, oh yeah, it's a stumble through reserve 2022. That's
Oh
a good
yeah,
year. That's a good
that's a
year.
good year.
I'd be, I would. Ah, it would be brilliant. Yeah, but again, testament to how nice and wonderful they are at the studio. They've gone, yep, let's reward the people who have. Wasn't quite where the goal we wanted, but they're rather than just going, tough luck, you didn't get it, you didn't give us enough money, screw you. They've just gone, there you go, like
We'll sort you out.
Sort
So
you out.
yes,
Yeah,
so yeah, we got the 50k for the bottom of our hearts. Thank you. That was just the initial
that was the
goal,
goal, wasn't it?
and then
18
we've got
hours. 18 hours.
18 hours. Yeah, unbelievable. What number were you, Mike? I think I was 14. Unless you're 14 and I was
I
higher.
was 13. I was unlucky. I was the unlucky backer, number
Imagine
13.
if you. I think I am 14.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm 14. So we must have pledged at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to. I'll look.
Check
It's
your
either
email,
14 or
that's gonna-
24. Yeah, I know that it's got a 4 in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
but I'll
looking
check
and
another
it's
time.
just-
I'll check another
Yeah.
time. I won't check on this.
But yeah,
yeah,
I'm pledged number 13, and I think I'm going to dedicate my farm in some way. I'm going to incorporate 13 into it.
Number 13.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
I like that. Yeah, and then we got birds and insects. That was the first sort of goal, I guess, reached out of the stretch goals. Yeah, Chef's Dream cooking mechanics will be expanded, and a bee house will be added for the game. Quality of all fresh food, cooked dishes, and vegetables will decrease over time if not stored in a refrigerator. So everything has life, doesn't it? And then transform your farm fruits into an exquisite wines and the best wheat to your favorite beer. And then we've got the helpful pets. Your pets will help you hunt and keep your ranch safe from birds, insects, and wild animals, which is exciting.
Yeah,
that's really exciting.
That's going to be nice to see. Yeah, and just kind of just where it's going from here, because obviously they're just waiting on their list now for like the final list for the pledges. And what's really good, and again following on with their transparency and openness, they're going to have a simple process in terms of like, so bug reports they're working on, obviously when people get hold of it. Suggestions and polls are a thing that they've said they're going to quite heavily focus on, so it is community driven, the choices that are going to be made. And obviously then there's no hiddenness, hidden agenda. That's the right word. I couldn't think of words then.
I think go on. Go on.
I was just going to say they're going to be adding the dev roadmaps and tools and stuff to the Discord as an open channel.
Oh wow!
So like the dev leaks, and I think let me have a look. Actually, what did they call it? Yeah, new Discord channels like dev leaks and dev updates will be accessible for everyone. So obviously they're again, they're not hiding behind anything. They're not being like.
No, and I think if next week's episode of Howdy Friends, we will hit some facts. I expected to go hard into the facts of what we enjoyed, what we didn't, what's to come, what's the next. But this has just been a nice catch up of how nice it's been over the last month to see the ranches just sort of nailing it.
It's flourished. It's absolutely flourished.
Yeah, it's flourished, and I'd like to keep that here with this episode, and I'd like to next week we'll come with a bit more of a strict agenda of what we'll get through.
These are the only facts you need to top 10 facts.
Top 10 facts
to know.
Yeah.
Number 1, I'm going to play the hell out of this game.
Is there anything you really want to specifically say in this episode now before we sort of call it? Or should we come back with our hard facts of what we know next in the next episode?
Yeah, I think the only thing I just want to reiterate is what you said as absorbing content and not actually getting to play it myself was actually seeing how, like you say, quality of life, which we know is going to come. It's not even a question of like, oh, I hope, you know, it's more of a when rather than an if at this stage,
Yeah.
and it when that
Yeah,
happens.
exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, just I think my sentiment is I'm genuinely impressed. I'm glad I backed this because it looks like and is what they said it was going to be.
Yeah.
And it in a world of gaming where half done content just constantly gets churned out, it's so nice. It's just so
Yeah, it's
nice
nice
to
to
see.
see. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's it. It's just like well done to them. I'm glad the Kickstarter went, and I'm looking forward to October when it opens up to the backers, and obviously we'll get our hands on properly and see what happens from there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will reiterate that. And I'll just say a big thank you to everyone who did drop by that stream that night. It was honestly such a pleasure to have people in the stream chatting. It, like I said, like Mike said, it's usually just me and him chatting away, playing some games. Or my fiance's in the chat because I just make her. No, she doesn't. Loves it. So
watch me.
Yeah, really appreciate everyone who's been there supporting this channel at the moment. Yeah, and just thank you so much for watching. If you are watching this far. Next week we'll come back and we'll have some sort of concrete. We'll do a bit of digging and we'll get some stuff together, won't we? But it's been nice to just get back on that boat. You know what I mean? Get back on the ranch.
On the ranch, on the horse's saddle, riding into the sunset, baby.
Right. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go. Mike's gonna go. This is it. Bye everyone. Bye.
Bye.